Okay. Well, I want to welcome everyone to our latest Facebook Live session, and we are going to be demonstrating how to create time-coded caption files using StreamText. It's not very hard to do, and I'll be excited to walk you through that in a quick demo. I also want to introduce you to Tanya English. She is with Caption Tools, and you may know Tanya from the industry. She's obviously been a writer for a number of years and in the industry for quite a while. And we have worked with her on a number of projects with post-production work. And she's developed Caption Tools, and we've integrated that into the StreamText platform. So what's really great about this is you're going to be able to not only run your events in StreamText, but you're also going to be able to create your post-production files. Now, we have had some post-production support in the past with our real text editor. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that. But feel free to ask any questions as we go along here. I'm going to pass it off to Tanya so she can talk over a little bit. Let me just pull up our videos here so we can all say hi to you here. And I will try and pardon my thing here. Okay, you guys can see us. I'm trying to go to a two screen. So sorry about the okay. So now you can see Tanya and I, we're both here. Hey.
Hey there.
Tanya English. So I'm going to let Tanya talk a little bit about what she and why she came up with the solution and how they're using the editor to manage their caption post-production work, and just give a quick overview of it, and then we'll go in and I will do a demonstration.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, we have been providing real-time captioning for quite some time, and StreamText is our preferred platform. And wanted to talk to you a little bit about a use case that we have where we're using this editor. We do some captioning for a state government, and we do all their House and Senate meetings and all their committee meetings, so there's quite a volume. And one of the key things also is we switch writers within one meeting. And so to go back after the fact, they webcast them live. And if we needed to give them a caption file after the fact, it gets real complicated when you have more than one captioner on a meeting, just getting the files together and stuff. And we also wanted to be able to just correct some obvious mistakes and give them the caption file formats that they wanted. And so we developed this editor where we can just make some quick changes and correct any obvious mistakes, delete our little test strokes at the beginning, things like that. And Nick will show you a real quick way to go through and just caption things if you want to just do a little tweak like that before you send out your files. We also have more features in there where we can do a more robust editing if you really wanted to edit more carefully your files. So it kind of works for both things like that. And we'll probably show you more of that at a different date. So the second client that I wanted to talk to you about, use case, is we do some Supreme Court hearings that are webcast live, and then they actually give us the media file afterward, and we want to do a little more of an edit on that. And so that's where Nick can kind of show you how you can pull up the video file in alongside the StreamText file, and it'll synchronize and stuff like that. So I'm always going to be available to help you, and we're just kind of giving you a real quick introduction. So Nick, do you want to show them how that would work? Oh, I don't hear you, Nick. Am I the only one?
Sorry, I muted myself. There you go. All right, well, I just pulled it up, and I'm going to go full screen here with the screen share. This is obviously what you're used to, our typical dashboard setup. Now I'm going to come back to the screen. One of the things you're going to notice, though, now if you record your events in StreamText, you're going to see this new link called View Transcripts. Now, let me show you how to save your transcripts in case you're already not doing that. You're going to see in the left-hand menu, there's an organizational profile. So there's two options you have. You can set it so all your files are retained and saved to our server. By default, we don't save anything to our server. And that's for HIPAA reasons, for a lot of ownership reasons, we cannot automatically save those. So you have to enable that. You can enable it for all your events. So if you have these sessions, you don't have any requiremements where you're allowed to save that stuff to our server. All you need to do is go to Organization Profile, click on Edit, and then you're going to check off this Retain Transcript. That will default for every event you do to pull that in. But you can also do it on an event-by-event basis. So when you schedule your event, I'll just go to Schedule Event here. Under the Security tab, you'll see there's a Retain Transcript after event ends. So you can manually select it there, or you can default it for all of them. But you do need to set that in order for it to save to our servers. Once it's saved to our servers, then you can get access to the editor. And what I'm going to do here is I looked up one of the events that they've run. I'm just going to click on View Transcripts. And then in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see an Edit Transcript button. Just go ahead and click on Edit Transcript. And that's going to load the editor. And that's what you're looking at right now, is the editor with all the features and functionality in here. Now, there's a lot you can do in here. And Tanya touched a little bit on that in the intro. The nice thing about this is you can really polish this file to make it look exactly the way you want it. There's a lot of functionality in here. There's also a lot of ways to do this in a limited number of steps. So, because most of the time, you're not going to have to go in and do a fine degree of editing, but you can if you need to. So there's a lot going on in here, but there's also an easy way to go through and actually set this up and do it very quickly. So you can go back in, you can edit your files as you need to, and you can go through, and I'll show you just, for example, usually there's some junk in the front that you've got to go ahead and delete. I'll just go ahead and just Control delete those guys. And we'll start off with period, the beginning of the session. Now, there's a lot you can do in here. Again, we're going to do some follow-up on this with a lot more detail on a lot of the functionality you can use in here. But just in the simplest case, you're really doing a few basic things. You're setting a start time. You're going to set how many characters per line you want to show. And you're also going to set a display time. And we've got a button here called Quick Fix that does this very easily for you. So you basically click on Quick Fix, enter your start time. And in this case, I will make it 18 seconds. The minimum display time is interesting. This ensures that caption is going to stay on the screen for 2 seconds in this case. You can adjust that up or down. The nice thing about that is you can keep, I don't know if you ever watch where captions really start going by quickly. This allows you to control that. And so we've got it set to 2 seconds, which is pretty much is really the standard, but you can definitely adjust that if needed. Characters per line is also an adjustment. And typically you're going to be adjusting that based on the player that you're going to be using. 55 is kind of like a standard for most of these, but again, you can adjust that up or down. There are cases where you may have 1 or 2 lines and you may have more text, so you can adjust it as you need it. All I'm going to do now is click on Quick Fix, and you're going to see it's automatically gone through and done all that for me. Now, if I needed to go in and edit all these things, again, you can go in and specifically edit each field by just clicking on Edit. Opens up the edit. You can go and edit each piece of text. You can also enter new text. You can enter new lines. I'm not going to go in and show that all in detail here today. Again, we'll follow this up with a lot more in-depth post-production videos. Post-production is one of the most complicated subjects when it comes to closed captioning. There really are quite a few different formats and functional things you have to do. So not going to try to get into that right now. So I've done the quick fix. I've cleaned it up. I'm pretty much ready. One of the things we have in here too, though, that Tanya was talking about is media files. So you can actually upload, if you've got the video or audio that goes with this, you can upload that. And I'm going to go ahead and just upload this. I've got an MP3. Choose that. And that comes up. And what's really interesting about this is you can hit play. And you're not going to be able to hear this too well. But as it plays and goes, let's see what it here. You can start to hear it go through. I'm not going to be able to go through this in a lot of detail, but you can. That actually will step through as it goes through. I'm playing the audio at the same time I'm talking. It's going to be difficult, but you can see as it goes through, it's going to step through the lines in the audio. So it's a great way to quality control that caption file and make sure it's accurate before you send it out. And
Nick,
so,
I want to say something here real quick too. If you were to click on one of the time codes, say you wanted to spot check the file against the audio, you can click on a time code there like that, and then it fast forwards the video to that time code. So when you hit play, it'll play at that location.
Yeah, you'll see the time code down here, and then I hit play.
Good morning, Justice David.
It's hard to.
We will be, though, meeting to discuss the case.
But you can see as it's going through
All
and
five
just
of us.
stepping down.
So we're here this morning to hear the argument in Erie Indemnity Company.
So it's a nice tool. Again, I'll turn that off. I know it's a little confusing to kind of listen to both and watch it, but it's a nice feature to have for quality control and then jumping to certain spots within the file that you think you might have a problem with. Again, really simple, but also really powerful in what you can do with this. Now, when you're all done with it, all you do is you're just going to click on Save Event and then click on Done Editing when you're all done. So it's a very, ask if you're sure. When you're sure, then you can go out and exit out of the event. And it will create those time-coded files for you once you do that. And you'll see I've got the 3 time-coded files right now. We've got SRT, VTT, and the TXT file. And either one of those you need right now. Now, we will be adding different formats over time that support some other formats. But for currently, SRT and VTT are the majority of the output. Again, very easy to use, simple. Go in, edit your files, create them, and you can do it all within the dashboard, which is really handy and efficient to go. So I don't know if Tanya wants to cover anything else I have missed. Again, this has been a pretty quick overview of a lot of the features, but again, it's very simple and easy to use, and it's also very powerful. So in the future, we'll be able to show you and we'll be able to walk you through some more complex features when it comes to editing those files.
Yeah, I don't have too much to add at this point because I think we did want to keep it simple. You know, we do have a lot of features in there that I think are unique to caption editors. And one of the cool things about the way we've developed it is we keep the time codes with each word. So as you reformat your file and move the lines around, the time codes stay with the words. And if you've ever used a caption editing package or anything, that's kind of been a real tedious part of it that we have tried to eliminate. And, you know, we just wanted to make these tools available to everybody else because they're just so easy and fun. And we're planning to do some trainings with StreamText users to kind of show you guys what's out there, and also some exciting things about, you know, if there's a file that you want to just align outside of StreamText that's a video that wasn't done live, we have some solutions for that that I think you'll find interesting too. And I think that's good. I think we've given them a good overview.
Excellent. And yeah, again, this is just an intro to the platform. Again, Tanya alluded to that. We'll definitely be talking and providing some more sessions on really getting more advanced and going into some of the tools. As you can see, she was talking about the granularity. We have time code. The nice thing about this is we have time codes really around each word. So as you want to, you know, manage and combine lines and move stuff around, it's very easy because we basically have the time codes for all that. So you can go back and do quite a bit of editing. And you'll notice too, we have all the edits were saved here that you had made on the file. But if you need to revert back to the original, you can always revert back to the original as well. So we keep that on file.
One other thing, Nick, that they might be interested in, once in a while, one of the captioners will have maybe an internet glitch in the middle of doing a job, and so the time codes might come out really funny. Like if her internet was hanging up for a little, you might have a chunk come out. And this editor is a good way to fix things like that just might happen, so the client doesn't have to deal with them in the caption file when they don't hook up right.
And that's the next step on this we haven't talked about, is having the ability for your clients to log in and have access to these files and do the editing themselves. There are cases where you may have a large number of files. You may not, they may want a solution where they can go in and edit and manage those files, and that will also be an option with the platform as well. So, anyways, I want to thank you all for joining us. I want to thank Tanya, especially, for joining us today. She's out in Colorado with her feet up in the air, but yeah. It's been good to have her on, and we're really excited about having this tool integrated with StreamText. I think it really closes the loop from doing the complete cycle when you're doing the live event to also be able to easily provide that on-demand time-coded file. And so we've really been working with her, and we really worked with Tanya for a number of years on these type of projects, and we're really excited to have this this product as part of StreamText. So again, I want to thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Tanya.
Thanks.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to email us, and we'll definitely we can set up one-on-one sessions and talk you through the editor as well. So,
and I do have a website that has some information on it if they're interested in any of the features that are on here. It's www.captiontools.com, and we're just launching it, so it's still kind of under construction a bit, but it has some good information on there if you want to take a peek there. So thanks, Nick. I'm looking forward to working with you guys.
Thanks a lot. Good to see you all, and we will see you on our next broadcast.